What's good with the YouTube? With Conference Perspective, it's your boy, Big Flacco. With my co-host, Big Senor Rojo. I'm back at it. As you guys know, I had a long 16-hour drive. Got to check out Chicano Park real quick, man. Anybody that ever goes to San Diego, check out Chicano Park, man. It is the murals, the culture, the stuff that it shows, man. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you have to at least experience once in your life, man. It was bigger than I thought, so I just wanted to address that to everybody. And it kind of goes with today's topic. You know, we have an article, man. Someone submitted to me that they put a little bit of their insight, and it talks about Varrio Horseshoe, about the gentrification that they're trying to do it in the Varrio Horseshoe neighborhood. And so it kind of shows a pattern how they're trying to take gentrification is slowly taking culture away from neighborhoods, from communities, man. And when I was out there in Chicano Park, man, it was kind of cool because the fire department, the fire truck, it says Varrio Logan. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole neighborhood is kind of cool over there, man. I mean, it was cool. I had a good vibe. I was walking around a little bit over there, ate some good food real quick, man, and was out, man. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be there after hours. I already know what time it is in, but you got to check that place out, man. And so with this, Varrio Horseshoe, man, Ro's going to read this article, and we're going to go into a little spill about this.
Hey, did you get the feeling that anybody recognized who you were?
No.
You're just such a big dude, bro. Everybody would be like, "Who's that big motherfucker?" Because they're automatically going to look at you because you're so tall, and then they're going to be like, "Man, I know that dude."
I was there about 9 in the morning, but then I was walking through the neighborhood. I mean, you see a big old Logan Heights, Varrio Logan, you know what I mean? All that stuff over there. It was cool. I liked it. It was cool, man. You know,
yeah, a little bit different. The video was cool. The little video you did was neat, bro. I want to check it out one day. Like I've always said, that's one place that I haven't been inside of California that I would really like to check out. I've been to LA, I've been to the Bay, Sacramento, you know, all the other major cities, Fresno, all the big ones except San Diego, man. But it looks dope. I heard the beaches are amazing.
Bigger than you think, bro. The Chicano Park, bigger than you think, bro. You got Coronado Island, you got like Alpine, you got all kinds of nice areas, man. San Diego is a beautiful place, man. Hey, and on the way there too, man, I don't mean to get off topic, man. We see people running across the freeway with backpacks. Literally out there, bro.
Running from the police or just running?
Running across the freeway. I don't know what they were running from, bro.
Oh, wait.
You know what I mean?
Hey, there's a lesson right there, kids. Don't run across the damn freeway.
And we thought,
you're smacked.
True story, bro.
All right, man.
I never seen nothing like that, bro. People run across the street. What the hell? 75 miles per hour almost hit someone. You know what I mean?
Hey, if the cops are chasing me, maybe, but other than that, nah, bro. Man, you have to go a little bit farther out of your, you know, just imagine somebody in your blind spot right here. They dart in front of them, and then you smack them, bro.
It was nowhere really even around the border, though. So maybe it was someone running from the cops, bro. Because I know when you get down there, you can experience it there, man. This is more in San Diego. It was a trip, though, running right across the freeway. All kinds of cars. It was crazy, bro. Anyways, let's get to this article.
All right, man. This is submitted. I'm going to read it word for word. And here we go. Horseshoe is right next to Willow Glen. So Willow Glen is basically swallowing up the hood through gentrification. Every time I go back to San Jose, I see the hood looking more and more like Willow Glen. I've always said that the biggest danger that the neighborhood faces is not being taken over by SSP or C14. It's that it will be gentrified and no longer a Hispanic majority neighborhood. In his message, he talks about the gang injunctions that were placed on the members of the neighborhood. This happened during fourth and fifth generations of VHS in the 90s when the Southern invasion and conflict was at its height. I remember when I was in prison, they started telling us that we were not gang members, but members of a movement. The whole concept tripped me out at the time because I was jumped into the hood and claimed it. I've always reflected on the differences between the Northern philosophy versus the Southern philosophy. Southerners seem to be proud to be gang members and openly flaunt the fact that they are. Northerners seem to be pushing this movement concept and push the philosophy of we are all just one, and therefore cannot be any tolerance of red on red crime. Basically, we are all just Northern raza, and your hood no longer matters because you can't bang on each other anymore, and set tripping is now forbidden. In his message, he tries to basically make the case that the youngsters are simply political refugees being oppressed by the system and not gang members. What gets me is when he talks about Google offering $1 million over asking price per home. I get that he wants to keep the hood Chicano, but damn, that's a lot of money. I always thought that our ultimate goal was to get out of the hood and not to stay in it. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you as it was a big issue facing numerous barrios in the Bay Area as gentrification takes over. Kicking it at the Horseshoe, my barrio right now is the most contested pieces of property in the world. We were dogged by redlining policy. We were exploited, ignored, neglected, over-policed, and under-policed. Every single San Jose City Council meeting I attend every council meeting from start to finish and all subcommittee meetings 30 hours weekly. I get paid nothing. I love my barrio Horseshoe that much. Announce myself as Paul Soto from the Horseshoe. Why? Because zealous, ambitious, immoral prosecutors back in the 90s and early 2000s began to criminalize youngsters from the barrio. Called youngsters claiming I don't know this word, from the Horseshoe was tantamount to gang membership. Young teenage boys were charged as adults when a juvenile and given gang-enhanced sentences. Prosecutors used unchecked authority given them to destroy the lives of Chicano kids who were finding their way in a discriminatory designated area of our San Jose. The railroad that Willow Glen residents decided it would go right through the Horseshoe with the help of Masonic Lodge 10, of course, as well as the freeway going through in the 60s, created this pocket of Raza Chicanos who worked at Del Monte, Beach Nut, Sun Garden, all shifts. Those canneries would go broke without Chicano labor. Now, Dev Davis and her white privilege friends are aligning with Google to offer families Chicanos $1 million above asking price for their homes. They want every Mexican out of the Horseshoe. The redistricting that happens every 10 years is important because Willow Glen now wants the entire Horseshoe under its jurisdiction. Right now, it's under District 3, Morales. So now the racist whites of Willow Glen, after dodging and discriminating against Chicanos, now want power to rule over us. It's not going to happen. I proudly claim the Horseshoe and challenge any prosecutor to try to label me a gang member. I know my barrio. I know what Chicanos have been through in that barrio. I've been announcing and claiming Horseshoe for the council for 3 years in honor of all the homies who died of drug addiction, suicide, being murdered, a life of poverty, or a life sentence. I take you with me to the podium with pride and conviction. And then it says some stuff in Spanish that I'm not even going to say, but basically it's saying much love to the Horseshoe and to the Raza.
Interesting article, man. Horseshoe's been around for a minute, long time, man. I don't know its roots. I've heard different rumors, so I'm not even going to even go there. But it's probably one of the most influential as far as NF members. A lot of NF members came out of Horseshoe. You know what I'm saying? Dump Truck, Louis Chavez, Lencho, a whole bunch of other ones as well, man. Sammy Luna. Yeah, there's been a lot of individuals coming out of Horseshoe. They've just always been recognized, man. So, you know, this is a dilemma here, man, because, you know, if I'm offered $1 million overpriced of my property, I'm taking that money. Rato, man.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm
hard. It's hard to put, other things in front of your own family's well-being and comfort. It's hard to. Hey, that's the way to do it, though. You want people to leave. You offer, your house is worth $1 million on the market. You'll get $1 million for it. Offer you 2. Not a lot of people can turn that down, and unless they already have money. But a lot of people in that neighborhood don't have money. They've just had the homes in their families for so long.
The ones that you have to worry about, man, are the people that are renting, or people who are living in apartments have been living there for years, man. I mean, I think in my neighborhood, man, one of the most, not my neighborhood, but my town, one of the most oldest neighborhoods in Milpitas, man, Sunny Hills. I think they were taking out Sunny Hills apartments as well, man. Same thing, man. There's a lot of history, a lot of roots. A lot of people grew up there, man. So it's kind of hard because that's a part of you. You know what I'm saying? And anything that's a part of you, it's hard when you let go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those memories are no longer there. I mean, sometimes you can have pictures to look through and stuff like that, man, but you just can't go stroll through your old neighborhood. It's just not the same. So I get that part, man, but you know, it's a catch-22. I'm more worried about the people who've been living there for years, been renting properties, apartments, and so forth. You know, how does that affect them? What are they being given? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, if I'm offered $1 million, man, over past the asking price, why would I not want to take that, man?
Yeah.
That's going to help you and your family, because when it comes down to it, man, the neighborhood is good. You know what I mean? Whatever the homies and so forth, whatever people you grew up with out there, communities aren't the same anymore. I'd much rather take care of my family than worried about a neighborhood that I'll no longer fight over.
Right.
That's just my whole personal perspective, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, historical parts of it, like Chicano Park and so forth, like that, anything that's historical, you'd want to probably try to maintain. You know what I'm saying? That's the only part where I agree with stopping gentrification. But everything else is kind of hard, man. I mean, they're
Yeah.
gentrifying everywhere.
Hey, if they came right now and said, whatever you paid for the house that you just bought a few months ago, if they came and offered you another $1 million, you'd be packing up your stuff this evening.
I'm gone.
You'd be like, hey, Rojo, fly down.
I'm gone, bro.
Help me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah,
I'm
who would blame you though? $1 million. Wow, it used to be a real
the historical,
unrealistic goal to make $1 million.
Anything that's historical, I'm totally against. Regardless, I don't think you put a money figure.
Yeah,
but just a neighborhood alone is not, to me, is not always historic. Yeah, you may have grew up out there, man, but all neighborhoods aren't the same anymore. You go to any of the neighborhoods where we grew up as kids, it's not the same anymore. Things have changed. People have changed. You know what I mean?
hey, out here in Houston, like there's two really old black neighborhoods, predominantly black, 3rd Ward and 5th Ward. One's on the south side, one's on the north. Well, one's basically downtown, one's basically north. Anyway, man, gentrified as hell. And just like a week ago, they're redoing all these fancy houses and now they're all nice. And then right next to it's the ghetto, whatever. I was just reading something about the Bay Area, man. Oakland, Richmond, even out in Vallejo, they're gentrifying all that stuff now too. And it seems like
East Palo Alto was one of the first areas in the Bay Area to get gentrified, pretty much.
There's so much money right there, man.
You know what I'm saying? And now East Palo Alto, it's a melting pot for money, man. I mean, they got some people out there getting active, but there was a year out there recently where they had no murders in East Palo Alto.
Yeah.
Where that was the murder capital back in the days, man. Like population of 17,000, they had 38 murders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they had none. You know what I mean? And so, I get what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to bring more big business and stuff. But what it does, though, is it kills the small business owners, man, because it's all corporate stuff, man. Yeah. It's Starbucks, it's McDonald's, it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's pushing.
Yeah.
Consumer goods, man, is pushing away small business owners, man, to where the mom and pop stores, they're no longer, lucrative. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to follow suit now. Everybody's going to Walmart. Everybody's going to Target. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the problem I see with a lot of that stuff too, man. But I mean, that's the way the world's shaped. You know what I'm saying? And the bad thing about it is you go work for these companies that are $1 billion companies, they're paying you fucking minimum wage.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what I trip off too, man? As much as I hate shopping at Walmart, it's hard not to, because they buy in so much bulk and stuff that you can't go to a mom and pop store that has overhead that's not able to buy 1 million bottles of shampoo at a time and get them for 13 cents. They got to go spend, they might buy a case and get a few dollars knocked off. So, when you're on a budget and stuff like that, or you got a large family, whatever the case might be, man, they make it almost impossible for you to keep your money in the neighborhood too, bro, with these stores, man.
Yeah, but it's just unfortunate that, these companies, though, too, if you really look at it, right, they create jobs in some senses, but the income that they're producing is not livable wage in most communities. You know what I'm saying?
The only person at Walmart making money is the manager and the assistant manager. Everybody else,
they're not even making that much, man.
They're under 20,000 or $20 an hour.
Hey, I was working at Home Depot, and the supervisors were making $2 more than the regular associates there. You know what I'm saying? $14.50 an hour, bro. At Home Depot in California. as a supervisor with all that responsibility, man. You know what I mean? And these companies are generating hella money, man.
Yeah, Home
You know what I'm
Depot,
saying? Like,
Walmart, those are two of the biggest damn companies, two of the top five right there.
so
Might even be one
gentrification,
too.
gentrification just isn't buying properties and stuff. It's these businesses, man. You know what I mean? They're killing the game, bro.
No
You know what I'm
doubt
saying? You
about
got to
it.
find to be an independent business owner. You really got to find a niche that no one else is doing, or something that nobody can touch you with. You know, because they're killing the game, bro. I mean, you can't blame people. Walmart's cheap as hell. Dollar Tree, all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially nowadays, to where you need two parents, two incomes to survive in most neighborhoods, most communities. I'm saying you need two parents to have jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, and you still have to be frugal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean,
shit, the average price of a home, like in San Francisco, is over $1 million. The last time I looked, San Jose was at like 999,000. They probably broke over the million, average. It's like, how many people can really afford that, bro?
well, that's
There's
why
only a certain type of individuals, man, that
That's why
work in
San
these
Jose's crime is
technologies.
so low too, Rojo. It's because they bring in so much taxpayer money that they can pay for law enforcement. They can pay for all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the Silicon Valley funding as well, they want to make sure they keep that crime low.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
all their extremely wealthy, important, influential people, they don't want them complaining,
No.
talking about moving their business elsewhere, or talk about, instead of making another, big old internet type of building out there that it's going to employ 10,000 people at astronomical rates that they're going to generate income off of. If they got crime in there, that's a deterrent to keep that out of the community. They're not going to.
Oh yeah.
Well, we've mentioned so many times that everything boils down to money in some form or fashion. Everything. There's numbers that correlate to any specific agenda, bro.
Well,
And
that's why you look at small areas like Vallejo, Richmond, Antioch, where there's the areas of what you call depressed environments. There's no job opportunities out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, their police funding is very low. You go to areas like, you know what I mean? What is it? Orinda, you know what I'm saying? Danville, areas like that, they got top-notch law enforcement because of taxpayer money. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
they got 30 cops for 10,000 residents.
With low crime.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
places like Richmond and shit got 20 cops, and the crime rates like Compton.
Retail stores were supposed to be like McDonald's and places like that, man. They were supposed to be a stepping stone when you were in high school and college to get some careers. They were never supposed to be a career for anybody. There's supposed to be no longevity. You know what I mean? You're in college, you want to make a little extra money. You're in high school, or you're a senior citizen.
Yeah, retired, trying to get a couple extra dollars. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were never, those type of jobs were never meant to become careers. But the way the consumer manufacturing companies are everywhere now. You know what I'm saying? Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, Walmart. You know what I'm saying? People are having those jobs and they're not at a livable wage, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. California's minimum wage, I think, is $15 an hour. You know what I'm saying? You tell me where you can find a place, a one bedroom anywhere in the Bay Area for under 1,800. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with all this gentrification stuff, man, is it's the big corporations that are benefiting and the working man. You know what I mean? Not everybody has the skills or trades to go out there and make something. Sometimes you don't even have the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? But people don't realize that retail jobs were never meant to be a career.
Yeah, to try to raise a family off of it.
They were supposed to be a temporary job for when you're in high school, college, and so forth, man. That's what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Now people have no choice but to, work these jobs, man. And then on top of it, man, the insurance that they offer, health insurance, medical insurance, they're charging you tons of money on that. So by the time you get your check, man, you're barely able to pay your bills.
That's why I've always been a strong advocate for people like, hey, what should I do? Man, you got to think about them unions, man. What you get?
Well, that's why those companies
the
don't
money
have
doesn't
unions,
even come out of your check. The money doesn't even come out of your check for the damn medical.
A lot of those companies do not have unions. Walmart doesn't.
Yeah.
Home Depot doesn't. Safeway does, and you could peak out. I think at $25 an hour there, you do get your raises. Anybody who tries to form a union within any of those companies gets shut down, and they try to sell the pitch. Oh, We don't do unions because we offer you more career opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I know somebody who recently was trying to find employment through Safeway, and man, it was a joke. They wanted to start at like fucking 15, 16 bucks, top out at what it wasn't nowhere near 25. It was like 19 or something like that. Like, dude, the medical you still got to pay out of your check. Like when I went to the union, bro, I'd bring home about $1,600 a week, bro, in my pocket, plus another 120 for vacation pay that I could access either annually or whenever I asked for it. But you know, I had top notch, the best Kaiser plan, and all I would pay, there would be nothing out of the check. That's part of your package as a member of the union.
Free medical, free.
Yeah, all I pay is the copay at the damn Kaiser, $20 for anything ever.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to have like a surgery or something like that, I'm sure that there's a minimum, you know, required amount, but you know, a $50,000 surgery is only going to cost no more than like $1,500, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I feel bad for people who don't have the medical, and like mine's expired right now. I finally ran out of hours because, you know, you can bank hours in the union. So anything over 100 hours a month, your medical stays good. But everything over that 100 gets banked. And I had so many fucking hours, bro, that I barely ran out of medical not too long ago. And I haven't worked in the union for a couple of years. I had another job after the union still, and I just barely lost my coverage. But medical will be at the damn demise of it, bro, if something happens, man. Your whole, man, you die, they try to go after your spouse, all kinds of stuff, man. Medical's a cold field. Well, you got to have that insurance.
You know, this COVID-19 is a prime example too, bro. Like everything that happened, there's been so many companies that I know that went under. I was working for a company in 2000 and what was it, 19. I was working for a company, a small landscaping company, and it was booming. We were doing like $500,000 projects, you know, pavers, irrigation, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Flagstone, all that, like professional stuff. I mean, and we had so many people there, man, like 50 employees when we had our team meetings, right? After COVID-19, they're down to 7 employees. You know? And so people don't realize, man, like, you know, I mean, like small businesses, man. I mean, it's the American dream is not what it once was, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it, man. Like, I'm not trying to sit there and say boycott all this stuff or anything like that. No, I'm just saying this is just today's reality, man. You have to think outside the box if you want to make it independently now.
Yeah.
You know, because even if you get a job like in tech world or in business, you know what I'm saying? You're good for 15, 20 years, but once you get in your 40s, they're getting rid of you. They're going to hire some new blood.
They want new ideas, new.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So.
Yeah, everything's
this is a lesson for people out there, man. Don't become narrow-minded. Be analytical and look at everything for the potential for the future, because sometimes we think these things will not happen to us. We have to really look at things, man, and prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? Because at any time, man, something could happen. You know, anytime.
100%, man. Well, that's a little bit about Horseshoe, you know, but, you know, more generally about anybody's neighborhood in general, things that are going on. You know what I'm saying? Things change, man. Society's different. You got to be able to adapt and adjust, like Flacco said. It's your boy Rojo, Big Flacco, and we'll holler at y'all later.